Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? We get overwhelmed by life. We get overwhelmed by all the things that happen on a daily basis. We repress things, we struggle, and eventually we just burn out. And when we burn out, it's because we have been overly stressed, overly stimulated, and overwhelmed for a long time, and not always prioritizing our health is also a byproduct of burnout. It means that you're not giving yourself enough space and time to rest and recover, not only physically, not only emotionally, but also mentally as well. Because if you don't allow yourself to recover from the difficulties of the day, if your stress carries on after the day is done, then you will feel burned out. If you take on too many tasks, too many responsibilities, and you start feeling more and more stressed, you will also feel burnout. And when we start to struggle from burnout, we struggle with thought regulation, self-management, and emotional regulation. We become a little bit emotionally dysregulated. Burnout can lead to becoming very emotional, a lot of crying, possibly depression, anxiety, anger, aggression, all of these very high energy, volatile emotions. And that's what can cause burnout. And burnout can cause depression, because burnout is when you sleep for 8 hours a night. You wake up the next morning, you're exhausted, you felt like you didn't sleep at all. Burnout is something that requires a long relaxation time, a long time for you to relax and regain yourself and regain your energy. And there are two forms of relaxation. There's active relaxation, where you do something creative, go for a walk, paint something, do something, work in the garden. That's your active rest. Your passive rest would be watching series, watching movies, and both of those are great and should be used correctly and are important for you, because it's very healthy for the body to have a mixture of active rest and passive rest, so that there are days for you to completely sleep a bit more, watch a movie, and there should be days where you go for a walk or you go out with a friend and you go have a milkshake or whatever you want to do. So it's important that we engage in these types of rests every weekend, but every day would also be more ideal if you actually practice rest. And rest doesn't always mean lying and watching TV on the sofa. Rest could mean spending a really nice time with family, or engaging in a hobby that you really like. Because the more passive rest we engage in, and if we don't add active rest, we become less motivated to engage in active rest and to be active. So it's important that there is a balance between active rest and passive rest, but both are extremely important for your relaxation and your recovery. The unfortunate thing is, with burnout, life doesn't stop no matter what you're feeling, and that's the harshness of it. And it's really difficult to deal with, because you could feel so exhausted, so burnt out, but you have to go to work tomorrow. Life has to go on, and it's very difficult to manage things when it becomes like that, because you feel like you can't keep your head above water. You feel like you're drowning in so many things. You're so overstimulated, you're so overwhelmed, you're so tired. Everything just feels like a massive disaster, and you become just completely demotivated, exhausted. You lose your passion for life. You lose your will to want to do things in your life. And it means, burnout means that it's beyond just 1 or 2 days recovery. It's beyond just the weekend's rest. You need deep relaxation in order to wear off the effects of the burnout. And as I said, burnout is when you are so utterly exhausted. You don't have the energy for anything anymore, and you don't feel like doing anything anymore because you just don't feel good. You just feel used, exhausted, and completely out of any motivation or any will to carry on. And it means that no matter how much you sleep one night, it doesn't matter if you take a nap, you never feel refreshed when you wake up. And that's burnout. If you wake up and you still feel extremely exhausted, and you feel lethargic, and you feel like you can't do anything, you barely have the energy to get out of bed, then it's burnout. And no amount of sleep can make you feel refreshed. You have to engage in relaxation, but also allow yourself to process the things that have been happening recently, and the difficult things and the challenges. And so when you take that break, don't just take it and do nothing. Work through the things that have been contributing to the burnout and that have been causing the exhaustion and the feelings and the destructive thoughts and destructive behavioral patterns. Process what got you to the burnout in the first place. Identify it and work through it. Because when you deal with the root of burnout, then you are able to refresh yourself after that. And the thing is with burnout, you may feel very overstimulated. So everything is a lot at once. Your environment is a lot. There's too much going on at the same time. And it's igniting your eyesight, your hearing, your feeling, your smelling. Everything is just activated all at once, and you just become anxious and stressed because there's just no space for you to just be human and think and breathe, because there's just too much going on in your environment. And that's what it is to be overstimulated, when your senses become so sensitive that you feel and you hear and you smell and you see things in a more intense way, and it overwhelms you. That's what happens when you become overstimulated. And it can happen a lot in public places, especially for people who struggle with social anxiety. Active and passive rest, I already spoke about, so it's important to have a balance of the two and to make sure that you are giving yourself enough rest, but you are also igniting your creativity. You are also igniting using your mind on other things that may bring you joy and fulfillment, and do some gardening, go do something creative, go for a drive, just walk or something. Because when you engage in active rest, you are still stimulating the mind and the body so that it sort of works off the stress and the feeling of overwhelm. Because a light walk can be very good for that, and a walk can be very good for self-reflection as well. So it's really good on your active rest days to go for a walk or go for a swim or do something leisurely, active, but that's also fun. And then break the mundane. Stop doing the same things every day. Do something different. Find a new hobby, but don't let every day be the same. And then process and find a healthy outlet for stress. Don't repress things and give yourself a break, physically and mentally. And stop being so hard on yourself, because the harder you are on yourself and the more critical you are, the more difficult it is to recover from burnout. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.